Hi guys, how are you? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Priscilla. For those of you who are tuning in for the first time, I make videos on career strategies, career stories, travel and lifestyle. So of course, since we're not traveling much, not so much travel content is coming, but anyway. So yeah, so thank you so much for subscribing, for those of you who are subscribing. And if you are a first-time visitor, and you do like the content, please stay, like, subscribe and stay. Like, this community is all about positivity and stuff like that. Anyways, so today I am here to share about, to do a book review. I'm really trying to find what content you guys like. You liked the 32 Amplified, and thank you so much. So we are on a shooting break for that series, and we shall resume sometime later. But today I thought I would share a book review. Yeah, so sorry about the noise, guys. If you are hearing any noise, there's some construction that's going on, so that's why. Anyway, so today this is the book that I want to review. This is the Malcolm X autobiography, and this is how it looks like. You know, so it is a very, very nice book. It's a big book, 527 pages, and I read this book towards the end of last year. Yeah, 2019. And guys, I did really like the book, so I'm trying to keep this video short and sweet. I don't want to give away so much from the book. Just pick the book and read it. But all I can tell you about Malcolm X is that if you think you know Malcolm X from the things you've had, from the the newspapers and the social media that you've seen, you don't know the man. So I would suggest you pick this book up, because I didn't know much about Malcolm X, but all I knew was the visceral reaction that people used to have towards him, that he was a violent man, that he was all the extremist and stuff like that. So I didn't know so much. So when I saw this book, I actually bought it secondhand, this book up. And my review about this book is, okay, so my notes are here, so that's why I am looking down. So I think that Malcolm X is a man that was really misunderstood by many people, and I think that if you grew up in the times when he did grow up, and you saw that injustice that he experienced, both personally and also as a community, I honestly think that Malcolm X's reaction was a circumstance of the environment in which he was, you know, and when you read this book, you'll get an insight into the dynamics of the racial dynamics in the US, you know. So it's a very, very nice book for you to read in this time now, if you really want to understand more, and if you're like an African who has not lived in the US and not experienced the racism in the US. So if you would love to understand more about what's going on, and exactly, this book also does give you some insight into that. And for me, I think what Malcolm X's book also does show is the impact of religion on people, you know, because he was a devout Muslim. He belonged to the nation of Islam, Elijah Muhammad, and he was like very, very devout and very devout. Like, he would, even at some point, he says he would take a bullet for Elijah, basically, you know. But towards the end of the book, the nation of Islam renounces him, and they sort of, like, you know, he becomes an outcast and stuff like that. But that notwithstanding, I think for me what this book shows is the impact of religion on Malcolm X. You know, like, it literally changed who he was, it changed his life, it changed the way he viewed racism, and the way he organized in the movement and stuff like that. And also, one thing I admire about Malcolm is his courage and his bravery. Like, he's a very courageous man. He spoke his mind at a time, and I think people usually compare him to Martin Luther, and they say, oh, I like Martin Luther over Malcolm X. I honestly think that both men were admirable, and they were both needed for that time, you know, in which they were in. Because I think Malcolm said some of the things that he said and brought out certain awareness, and he woke many people up, you know. So I do if you're looking for a book to read, I do recommend you pick this up. It's not a story of a man who's a violent man. That's really a lie, and that's just something the media really has talked about. But it's just a story of trauma, a story of injustice, a story of how society can be prejudiced, but also a story of redemption, you know, a story of a man who stands up for what he believes in, a story of humanity. Malcolm X really does talk about how, and he also talks about how we are all connected. The history is connected, So if we are fighting for decolonization in Africa, we cannot stay quiet about racism in the US or in other societies. If you say you're fighting, you're a feminist, you cannot, there's just so much intersectionality about injustice, and the fight for justice cannot be one prong. Like, it's really multiple approaches, very comprehensive. Guys, if you're really looking for a book to read, I would recommend to pick up Malcolm X. Of course, I don't agree with everything that he said in the book. There's certain views he has about women and stuff like that I'm not necessarily intermarried, I don't agree with. But that notwithstanding, it's a great read. It's a good book, and if you're looking for a gift in 2020, I suggest that you check out Malcolm X. I will not give out more about the book. I don't want to spoil it for you, but I honestly think if you think you know Malcolm X, guys, if you think you know him, try again. This is a book to read. So thank you so much, guys, for watching. If you do want me to do other short reviews of books, I have other books that I've read that I really do want to do reviews about, and I think I shall at some point. But yeah, so thank you so much for watching. Let me know if you've read Malcolm X's autobiography, and how it ends just before he's assassinated. And there's what I love the most, guys, there's a line in the end, the epilogue. There's a line that Malcolm X reminded Black people of their humanity, and he said that does not have to happen. And that does not happen often. Guys, I love that line. He said, guys, just pick this book, read it, and let me know what you guys think. Thank you so much for watching. Do come back, subscribe if you want to subscribe, leave me a comment. I appreciate the fact that you guys take your time to watch my videos, and because I do enjoy making these videos anyway. So thank you so much for watching.